Maayong adlaw mga igalaw, ganyan usab kita sa tuang tulumanong tambayan sa Radyo Pilipinas. Yes, mga katambayan, no, ani na usab kita sa tuang tulumanon. Kada hapon dito sa tuang programang Tambayan sa Radyo Pilipinas, no, sa tuang sibian ng Radyo Pilipinas Davao 88.7 sa dial sa inyong mga radyo no sa FM na siya, no. Anyways, mga katambayan, no, di na ta maglangan, no, kay tungod, no, usa sa mga kwan karon, no, isa sa mga hisgutan nato, no, regarding ang himong memorandum of signing of memorandum of agreement, no, tali sa PhilHealth, no, PhilHealth, no, o kining National Commission of Senior Citizens dire sa to, ano, actually kabahin ni siya sa pagkaning kwan, no, kaning padayon nga implementation sa Universal Healthcare Act, no, kun asa gina-appeal ang mga senior citizens sa kining coverage, no, sa kining ginatawag nato nga sa gani siya o sa gitawagan na gani kanang personal care ba sa bato nga kuano nga money kuano di siya personal, no, but about sa healthcare nato dinhi sa tuwa sa Davao region, no, adi sa Davao region ang pod kundi apil lo tibuok Pilipinas ani, no. Sa naman to nato rin itong kopya nara asa ba to assistance primary care provider, no, kabalo naman ta daghang mga senior citizens, no, ang kining nagakinahanglan pud medical attention, no, especially dira kasagaran to mga ginadialysis, no, even gani dili pa senior citizen ginadialysis na gani, di ba? So how much more kani mga senior citizens, and even, no, sa ilahang maintenance pud, no, importante po na sa to mga senior citizens po, no, nga matagan sila og igo nga kining kuan igo nga attention medical, no, para makuan sunod kong kopya. Where's my copy, no? Karon mga katambayan, no, ato ang kuan paminawon, no, ang nahimong ceremonial na signing, no, sa Memorandum of Agreement tali sa National Commission of Senior Citizen o PhilHealth, no, dito sa kwan nitong kuanin siya, no, nilabay Lunes, July 1. So panitawon sa nako to kung kopya diri nato dinhi na mo ba ni kini mga katambayan, no. So para to sugdon mga katambayan na ato ang paminawon, no, una diha, no, ang ato ang kining sa tawagan ni Public Relations Officer sa kining PhilHealth 11 mga igala na si Ma'am Clea Guevara, no, o kauban diha mga katambayan si ang lang Field Operations Division sa Field Operations Division Chief na si Dr. Philbert Brian Solesta. Apel po dira ang ilahang Regional Vice President sa PhilHealth nga si Attorney Harvey Carcedo. Then ang side sa kwan, no, si Ma'am Idaya Patron, no, Commissioner sa National Commission of Senior Citizens o ang Chief Program Officer sa Age-Friendly Cities and Communities sa National Commission of Senior Citizens sa si Ma'am or si Doktora Cynthia Linda Gallinero. Atong paminawon.
Partners from the media. And we would like to thank the Philippine Information Agency, PIA, Region 11 for hosting this MOA signing in our Katehan activity. Also, we would like to acknowledge our partners from the NCSC, headed by, of course, our Commissioner Com Idaya, Patron, and Dr. Cynthia Linda Gallinero. And together with me for this morning is our Regional Vice President of the PhilHealth Region 11, Attorney Harvey Carcedo, and our Division Chief for the Field Operations Division, Sir Philbert Brian Siliesta. So this partnership between PhilHealth and the NCSC the purpose of this is really to strengthen the implementation of the Universal Healthcare Law, the UHC law, its provisions specifically for the senior citizens. As we all know, our senior citizens are among the sectors that are prioritized for the healthcare programs. So meron po tayong batas, yung RA 10645, which ensures the mandatory coverage of senior citizens to PhilHealth. So through this partnership, we will be partnering with NCSC in the information education campaigns pertaining to the PhilHealth programs. And Sir Philbert also would like to add one.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning, Sir Rodolph, and good morning, everyone. Thank you again, PIA, for inviting us. I'd like to acknowledge also mga partners po namin sa aming pagsulong ng program sa PhilHealth, ang Commissioner Ida from SNCSC and Doc Chin also from SNCSC. I would like also to acknowledge my boss, Attorney Harvey Carcedo. May buntag sa inyo ang tanan. We are very happy to share with you ang amuang collaboration with NCSC, wherein like we had said already, na aming mga activities that we'll be doing for them, particularly ang amuang pag-training sa atuang mga NCSC members, wherein they become champions of PhilHealth, and at the same time for us also to take part in the activities under the Consulta program, on which we would ensure na ang atuang mga members at mga senior citizens will have access to the outpatient services anytime, na magkasakit sila, naa sila yung matuan para sa ilahang pag-maintain, sa ilahang pagkahinsog.
Okay, Attorney Harvey. So before I would read my message, I would like to express my greatest gratitude, of course, first to Doc Aida Yap, Patron, and Doc Cynthia Gallinero, and all our partners from the Philippine Information Agency, as well as my colleagues in PhilHealth Legal Office 11. Maayong buntag ka natong tanan. Today, we gather to announce a significant partnership that marks a pivotal moment in our commitment to better healthcare access and support for our senior citizens here in Region 11. The partnership between PhilHealth Regional Office 11 and National Commission of Senior Citizens Cluster 8 represents a dedicated effort to enhance the quality of life and health for the elderly population of the region. With this partnership, we aim to tap NCSC and their link to the senior citizens leaders in the region to be PhilHealth advocates and knowledge officers. It is one of our local initiatives in PhilHealth Regional Office 11 in promoting and advocating the National Health Insurance Program. Through this partnership, we strive to foster a healthcare environment that is inclusive, compassionate, and empowering for our aging population. We look forward to the positive impact of this collaboration will bring to the lives of our senior citizens in the community we serve. Thank you so much.
And from the National Commission of Senior Citizens, Aida Yap, Patron.
Good morning, everybody. I wish to thank PhilHealth, specifically Attorney Harvey Carcedo, the Regional Vice President, Philbert Brian Pulesta, the division chief. We have Queen Gail Guevara, PRO 2, and Jose Cleo Banez as the membership head. Also, of course, the Philippine Information Agency for really coming in to cover our beautiful news and large news for the older persons. PhilHealth, our linkage with PhilHealth is very kindly and appropriate and even generous, because this really, with PhilHealth, will be able to really give focus on the age-friendly cities and communities, which foremost we want to take care of the health of the senior citizens. So we want to strengthen the implementation of RA 11223, the Universal Health Care Act. That is part of us also. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, first and foremost, to our partner, PhilHealth 11. And we would like to also thank this opportunity for us to be able to impart to everyone about the National Commission of Senior Citizens through the PIA. And a friend of mine and former classmate, Karina, who made this possible. Now, the Philippine Plan of Action for Senior Citizens 2023 and to 2028, as part of our key result area, is to promote easy access for health and well-being for all senior citizens. And one of the programs of PhilHealth, being a strategic partner, is very timely in supporting this Philippine Plan of Action. So, the Consulta package is one of the programs that we have that we would like to strengthen in our communities in promoting age-friendly cities and communities, because we would like to strengthen primary health care. And this is very timely and very appropriate for all of our senior citizens, especially that our senior citizen population is growing. And that is why we are having this program, and we would like this strengthened in our communities before we are overwhelmed with the tsunami of senior citizens. Because it has projected by the Philippine Statistics Authority and the World Health Organization in about 2025, 2026, Philippines is now starting to age. And we need to prepare before that happens. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, I would like to ask, if I put the question on the media, to the Ma'am Ida or Ma'am Cynthia, for the region, ilan po ang expected na benefit na senior citizens with the Simula signing? And ilan po yung nangangailangan ng ganitong services with the Simula signing sa PhilHealth, because you have to answer ng mga medical conditions sila pa sa pagtanda.
Okay, so you're asking about the population of the senior citizens that need care in Region 11.
Okay.
We have PhilHealth has a record of 5 million.
Region 11 lang siya.
Region 11 only. But we just get half of that. Our record is only half of what PhilHealth has in their data. That's why it's very important that we have to link closely with PhilHealth. Kasi 500 million kayo sa amin half lang. So meaning to say our data, we still need the support of PhilHealth in terms of the data.
So sa PhilHealth,
Yes, we would like to share ang membership record. We have there are two main categories. There are lifetime members who are formerly employed, no, nakaroon na na silang nag-retire na sila, and they are categorized under the lifetime membership of PhilHealth. We have around 86,890 members, and to add to that, we have 75,780 also dependents. No? So there's this possibility also na dependents po nato are also senior citizen, no? Mga spouses nila lalo na. And then for senior citizens, we have registered also 52,662 for senior citizen members, and for dependents is 149,931. So all in all, ang ating membership is around 552 members na categorized as senior citizen and lifetime members, and their dependents is around 225,711. So in total, we have around 765,263 kabuo na ato ang mga members under this category, including their dependents.
This will be reconciled, Ma'am Ida.
I just want to correct. In our online registration, we have more than 5 million senior citizens registered. But in Region 11, that's national profile of senior citizens. But in Region 11, I'm still correct with my data that we have half of what PhilHealth has in terms of data.
So mga katambayan, no, ang ilahang mga pahayag, no, with regards aning memorandum of agreement, no, tali sa National Commission of Senior Citizens. So kailangan gid pud, no, nga atiman po niya ato ang mga katiguangan pud, no, kay kung wala sila, wala pud ta din no. So kuan pud na, no, murag mo si bali silbi pud nato nga kuan, no, murag mo na po ng silbing payback sa estado po, no, kay sa ilahang pagkakugihan sa una, nakinabang man po nga to ang estado po, no, sa ilahang pagkakugihan kaniadto. So anyways, diha sa atong mga katambayan, no, ug balik kita man lang sa mga importanteng pahinumdom ning atong sibianan. Yes, mga higala, balik kita din sa to ang panaguban sa itong tulumanong tambayan sa Radyo Pilipinas, no. Pero una ta mo aginon sa tungunahan sa tungunahan. Pwede po sa tulikuran. Una ta mo aginon sa unahan mga katambayan, no, ang Global Youth Summit na ginapahigayon, no, sa SM Cares o Global Peace Foundation, no, aron nga maka-inspire og mga kabatan-unan og mahimong catalyst, unsa man catalyst, no, mahimong tinubdan sa kabaguhan, no, mubalik siya karong tuigan, no, alang sa ilahang dako nga kuan, no, dakong celebration, no, nga i-host sa 17 ka 17 nga managlahing lugar diri sa tibuok nasod, no, apil na diha sa may SM Lanang, no, karong Hulyo 11 2024 sa SM Cinema 6, no. Kung asa mga katambayan, no, na atay mga lahi-lahing activity, no, na dinha tong kuan, no, mga program para sa mga kabatan, sa mga bata o kabatan-unan, no, nga gisuportahan ang 17 ka UN United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, no. Tapos apil po din ang The Book Nook, no, o saka free library na o community hub kung asa ang mga kinikanan og mga bata, no, magband sila dira over sa kaning mga books ni na pa mga workshops and activities nga nagasuporta sa UNICEF's program, no, para sa education o edukasyon sa mga bata, no. So how to register? Asa naman to? Step 1, no, para maka-appeal aning Global Youth Summit, no, download ka og app o download ka og app, no, SM Malls online, no, and mag-register ka sa app. Tapos step 2, click nimo registration link QR search nga GYS o nga naana siya sa kuno sa homepage. Tapos step 3, swipe to redeem your event pass. Step 4, ayaw gid daw ninyo kuan kalimti ang input participant name, age ug school para sa certificate. So ayun yung dugayan, no? Join na no. Anyways, mga katambayan, no, speaking of kaning mga kabatan-unan, no, kuan na kayo, no, murag dayag na sa tibuok Davao City, no, about atong gibuhat nga katong pagpalupad og rocket sa mga estudyante sa Ateneo de Davao, no, sa kanito ilahang college of Aerospace Engineering, no, dito sa New Mexico, United States of America, no. Kung asa kuan sila daw base sila hingingon. Sila ang unang Pinoy na nakapalupad og rocket dito, no, sa maong contest. So daghan sila og mga kuno, well, accomplishment ni siya, pero ang gasto bayet. Ang gasto, dako kayo gasto na, pero anyway, si man lang makuano kay sumala pa ni kuan ni Engineer Rojan Marisese, mga katambayan, no, ang chairperson sa Aerospace Engineering Department, nga namo sila mga sponsors pud, no. Anyway, sila daw maglangan, no, to ang paminawon, no, ang una diha mga katambayan, ang Assistant Dean sa School of Engineering and Architecture sa Ateneo de Davao University nga si Engineer Renil Barroca, and kauban niya, no, ang chairperson sa Aerospace Engineering Department sa Ateneo de Davao University nga si Engineer Rogel Marie Sese. Kauban usab nila mga katambayan, no, ang kuan, isa sa mga advisor sa kuan, isa sa mga advisor sa maong kuan venture, no, venture sa maong tulunghaan, no, nga makapalupad gyud og rocket gyud, no, a rocket. Kisa baga dito nadirito ako tong kuna, kinahanglan gyud kung naikodigo. Asa man to, nara to mga nara katambayan, mga katambayan, na si asa man to, ano ba, no, si kuan, Engineer Wilfredo Padrola Jr. ug ang ilang team captain, no, sa mga estudyante nga si Franz Guevara, no, aron isa-isay, no, kung unsa na experience, no, sa pagpalupad sa maong rocket, kauban ang team sa Ateneo Team Rockery, no, Team Rockery sa Ateneo de Davao University. Paminaw na to.
Okay. First of all, good morning to everyone. So thank you for this opportunity to showcase to the media the achievements that we have recently done. So as most of you might know, last June 17 to 22, the Ateneo de Davao University rocketry team participated in the Spaceport America Cup. So this is the world's largest intercollegiate rocket competition, participated by almost 152 teams coming from different countries all over the world. And we are proud to say that we are the first Philippine team that had the opportunity to launch a rocket in Las Cruces, New Mexico, during the competition period. So this is an achievement not just for the university, but and also not just for Davao City, but also for a national pride as well, because it showcases the talent and ingenuity of Filipino students and engineers and scientists that we can compete in the international level when it comes to rocketry competition. So we know that space is a very challenging endeavor. And in terms of the competition, the team participated in the 10K or 10,000 feet commercial off-the-shelf category, wherein we launched the Seabell rocket as part of the competition. And this was successfully launched last June 21, 2024. That's June 22 here in local time. we were able to recover and essentially make the whole, recover the whole rock cut and did some initial analysis of the rock cut itself. So the team is actually composed of students, mostly students from the aerospace engineering program of the Ateneo de Davao University. So we have, and also the faculty members, we have Fred Paldola from aerospace engineering, and Engineer Ramon Gregorio from also aerospace engineering. And we have the team lead, Mr. Franz Carlo Guevara, who led the team of 16 students, although 10 yung pumunta sa US for the competition itself. So, Renil, okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning as we celebrate not just the victory, or not just the achievement of this aerospace engineering program of the School of the FEA at Ateneo de Davao University, but also what we call this, an embodiment of the FEA or the School of Engineering's commitment to foster scientific inquiry, technological advancement, and holistic education. So, yeah, I will not talk too much, so because this time is for the students, so I will give time for our students also to share. So, congratulations.
Hello everyone, my name is Franz, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to show ourselves and for showing support to our team. So to formally introduce ourselves, my name is Franz Guevara, I'm the team captain, and alongside with me here, I would like to introduce myself.
Hello everyone, my name is Marisa Malhas, and I am a structures member, and I was the recovery lead substitute when we went to the United States.
Hello everyone, I'm Kai Reyes, and I am part of the recovery team.
Hi everyone, I am Ari Claudine Sahid from the structures.
Hello everyone, I'm Masaka Ginusan from the Logistics and Communications Committee.
So, hello everyone, my name is Engineer Amanto Pulgariano. I'm one of the faculty advisors.
Hello everyone, I am Dylan Ruth Mylad, and I am also part of the structures team.
Of course, Mr. Wilfredo.
Hello everyone, I'm Mr. Wilfredo Padolo Jr. and I'm also the technical faculty advisor for the Ateneo de Davao University Rocket Division.
I would like to acknowledge Mr. Sir AD, si Ma'am Lilibet Arceno, Assistant President for Advancement, and Sir EVP Sir Jeremy Dong Eliab. Before we ask a question, before I ask a question and our friends bigyan magtatanong sa ating mga rocket, I would like to ask a question to Sir Ruby, no?
Ano pa yun based on the series na Big Bang Theory, kasi may mga cause sila na parang kino-compute doon on how to doon pa lang sa mga elements na ginagamit, no, para paliparin ng isang rocket. So, magkano po yung nagastos ng Ateneo for this?
Actually, it's just to clarify also, it's not just Ateneo that shouldered the cost, but also we had sponsors like who helped us in deferring the cost, most especially in terms of logistics. In the context of the competition, it's actually the logistics that's going to be the most, that would take up a significant amount. Airfare alone, so we had TARF as part of the sponsors for that. The city government of Davao also provided some support through Mayor Basto and also Cycon PH. So, we'd rather medyo confidential din kasi yung cost on that amount. But what we can say is that it's not something that is really exorbitant or not that high as far as the rocket is concerned. Because there are some material, for example, that we have to buy and have it shipped directly on site, mainly because of transportation or logistics challenges. Like for the propellant, it was already delivered on site
in the launch area. So it's quite actually I would say it's a reasonable amount of cost, but bulk of it is actually now on the logistics, on getting the team there to finally complete in terms of and marami rin kasi mga last minute modifications or adjustments. So we had to ensure that the things that we will be needing will be available there as well. So yun talaga yung significant cost. But it's not something that is out of reach. It's not something that is quite as high compared to what you would normally say in terms of rocket development.
And then ano po yung process po ninyo, process ninyo kung paano niyo napalipad yung rockets from its parang building phase hanggang sa launching phase na?
I'll let Franz answer that question. Thank you. So, well, first and foremost, there's a process in order to qualify for the Spaceport America Cup. It's a really long process, but going there, there's another really long process on registering your own rocket for the actual launch. So there's the convention center where we showcase a rocket. We have our own booth and we're able to share a rocket, but there's also the vertical launch area. So in the vertical launch area, you're going to have to register your rocket. It should be already assembled, it should be complete. And then while on the vertical launch area, there's a queue. So once you're able to register your rocket on the vertical launch area, you're gonna wait for the first rocket that you're able to be on the pad. Because as I know, there's this thing called the pads where the rockets are launched, and they come in batches. So like there's like five rockets and on 5 pads, and then another set of 5. And so all these rockets will launch simultaneously. Like every 2 minutes, there are rockets that will be launched. So then once all the rockets were cleared, then those who are next in queue will be next in line for the launch. So for our case, we were actually the last rocket to be launched on the 21st of June. So we were lucky we were able to launch a rocket because we had some problems with the weather. But luckily for us, we were able to launch, and we were the last rocket on the pad. And how it goes is that after the 4 rockets before us on the last batch, it was us. So it's in batches, and the queue is also in batches. So there are batches for the pad, and there are batches for the rockets that are next in queue for the pad.
So pagdating nyo doon, assembled na yung rocket ninyo?
Not exactly. Assembled na siya in a way that the rocket is ready in a way that it can already be assembled. But going in the launch site, doon pa naman siya assembled because you have to load the propellants and the ejection charges. But on the way to the pad, dapat assembled na yung rocket.
So yung ano rin sir, kasi na-curious ako dito kanina, kasi doon nyo lang binili yung propellant sa site. Is it because of the licensing or yung authority?
Yeah, the reason why we had the propellant shipped directly, because it's because of the restrictions as far as our airlines are concerned, we cannot transport propellants, especially which is considered as a flammable and explosive material, so it cannot be loaded on the plane. So what we brought actually to the US was the whole rocket itself, minus the propulsion, the propellant, so all the motors. So the rocket was actually assembled and developed and built here in Davao City. Actually, when we look towards the process of during the competition, the team underwent a series of reviews. I think apart from the application itself, which was already challenging, it had to undergo a series of 4 different reviews since October last year. So
once we pass the final review, the flight readiness review, that was only the goal signal that we are ready and we can participate in the competition. So in fact, going back to the propellant issue, it's mainly because of restrictions on the transport of material. That's why we have it shipwreck. And even on the way back, we encountered some problems on that. But so far, we were able to manage it.
So mo kato mga igala no ang ilang experience no sa mga estudyante. Mo lingaw kay nga kwan sa mga estudyante gid no kanang successful no di na para sila di na magmatter ang gasto basta successful ang ilahang unang pagpalupad og rocket no ang gitawag nila og Sibol. Anyways mga katabay watay igong oras no hangtod sunod pohon daghang salamat og maayong adlaw kanatong tanan.